The British Isles is world famous for its spectacular mansions. Boasting centuries of history, these country piles are legacies of a bygone age. Each has a custodian, fiercely proud of their homes. But behind these stunning facades lies a dirty secret.
The last time I had a bath was about 2 or 3 years ago.
I don't like to throw things out because there could be a use for them.
Cleaning and tidying is a way down on my list.
It probably is too much for one person.
These stately homes have gone to seed, but there is a radical solution.
When things look clean, the world makes sense.
Each week, the country's most obsessive compulsive cleaners, dedicated to hygiene and order,
It's a perfectly good king-size bed, and I sleep over there.
team up to take on the grandest filth of their lives.
He's going to hurt his stomach muscles soon.
It's a few house rules.
I think that you're treating me like a servant.
And to push their boundaries, for the first time ever, they'll be taking up residence too.
There's a mouse. It's dead. I'm not staying here.
It's poo on the bedding.
Oh. No, that is it.
I just can't do it.
In just 5 days, can the compulsive cleaners challenge their obsessive behaviours and rescue these mansions
That's a flipping fit.
from housekeeping hell? Or have they finally met their match?
You have moved stuff. Where have you put it?
Would you like me to carry on, or would you like me to go home?
Answer question.
The sooner they go, the better.
Grade 2 listed Top-y-Fron Hall, an 18th century Georgian manor. 30 years ago, it was in its prime. And presiding over their 22-acre Welsh estate was the 4th Baronet, Sir Nigel, and his wife, Lady Vernon. Their daughter, Tiggy, the belle of society. But that was then.
Cleaning just doesn't float my boat. I'm very good at watching other people clean.
Since her father passed away in 2007, 61-year-old Tiggy has lived alone with Toby the cat.
This is the dining room. Yes? Yes, I'm here. What do you want? Come on. Well, don't sit and look at me like that. Well, you're now in my bedroom, the absolute disgrace room of the lot. I just come up here to sleep. It's great when it's dark, you don't see anything at all.
She's a hoarder. She has an inability to throw anything out. The more that can be actually chucked, the better.
I don't like to throw things out because there could be a use for them. It becomes a big monster. It just gets out of hand.
The clutter now invades the whole property, all 20 rooms, over 3 floors, even the stables and outbuildings.
Poor old Tiggy has sort of overseen the demise of a fine house in the gardens. It's very regrettable.
It's an embarrassment. I'm not proud of it. It is time to sort it out.
Tiggy's decided to sell up, but Top-y-Fron Hall has been on the market for 18 months, and no one's coughing up the $750,000 price tag.
When we've brought people around this house, they are just astounded by what they see. They don't see the house. All they see is the clutter.
I'm desperate to sell my house, but I'm a hoarder. I need somebody to help me, and I can't do it on my own.
Lucky for Tiggy, help has arrived, in the form of not one, but 2 obsessive-compulsive cleaners.
Oh, look at the cobwebs. I buy antibacterial in bulk.
53-year-old fitness instructor Vinny is so obsessed with hygiene, he splashes out £600 a month on cleaning products.
My carpet shines.
Although not OCD diagnosed, Vinny thinks baths are unsanitary. Instead, he can shower up to 4 times a day and always shaves off all of his body hair.
So I'm hair-free and hygienic now.
And joining Vinny
9-10, 9-10, 9-10.
is 56-year-old OCD diagnosed Denise. Despite being in therapy for the last 10 years, she still cleans her house for up to 8 hours a day.
I have this complete compulsion to clean it, and I just really can't stop myself, and it takes over your life.
In order to control an extreme fear of germs, dust and animals, Denise's day is structured by a series of rituals.
They've all got to be in line and perfect order. Because I have asthma, I have to have my pumps like that. They can't be like that, because that doesn't fit. That has to be like that.
I love a shiny leaf.
Although they have cleaned for complete strangers at the opposite end of the hygiene spectrum, they've got grander cleaning ambitions.
Posh mob is still dirty mob, and I won't have it.
Because they've got a stately home and a big home, it doesn't make them any better than Me, the next person does it.
To challenge their obsessive organising and ritualistic cleaning, they've agreed to confront their fear of germs once more, and in the process help Tiggy get her manor back to its former glory.
My worst nightmare would be the whole place is completely covered in dust. It's going to be a massive challenge for my OCD and my rituals.
They don't call posh people Lord and Lady Mop for nothing. This is really going to test me. But I think it's worth it.
Vinnie and Denise are leaving their sterile suburban homes to take on Tiggy's 5,000 square foot of hoard and grime, in the hope Tiggy will be able to sell her home.
A little bit worried now. Oh, you're going to have to do the old knocker, darling.
You don't like the spiders, do you?
No, I don't.
I'm Caroline Trelawney.
I'm Denise. Nice to meet you.
Vinnie.
Vinnie,
nice
hello,
to meet you.
Vinnie. They call me Tiggy. So
Tiggy.
Yes. And I'm going to show you around my house.
Before they see the extent of Tiggy's 3 decades of hoarding, she wants to establish her house rules.
This is the drawing room.
In the one room she keeps tidy.
It's a room we use for high days and holidays. A nice room to come and sit in. Excuse me. I clock off at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
I need my space, my time. The objects in this house are valuable. Don't clean anything you don't know how to clean. I'm going to use this phrase carefully, but I mean it in the nicest way. Not what you're used to.
It's not. You've got to remember we come from a totally different environment.
Yeah.
There's going to be times it's going to be very uncomfortable for both of us. And for you yourself, seeing us deal with certain matters.
Bless you. This is what we call the sitting room. It's where I sort of live.
Out of Tiggy's 3 reception rooms, this is the only one she uses daily.
You smoke cigars.
I smoke cigars. In here, I don't smoke anywhere else in the house.
I see you like saving things as well.
Not saving them, but just not throwing them out. And this is the kitchen.
250 years ago, this type of manor would have had 4 indoor servants, and all the rooms would have been spotless, especially the kitchen.
Got a cat?
And I have a cat, a very old cat.
Do you let him go on the table?
Yes.
Really, really, really going to struggle eating in this kitchen if that's the case.
That box with all the cat hairs next to your food just makes me cringe.
Although Denise has had 3 rounds of cognitive therapy for her OCD, she still has a fear of animals, and Tiggy's 18-year-old cat, Toby, has made an appearance.
Oh, God. Now the cat's being sick.
That's just wrong. Can I come out?
Oh, I can't, sorry.
Oh, the cat upchucks, as I call it. Vinnie's now upchucking.
Oh.
If I was going to be mean and nasty, I'd say yeah, he's overreacting. It's a bit extreme because he's going to hurt his stomach muscles soon.
A lot about that myself in for.
Poor Toby. Sorted.
Oh, no. No, please. My OCD at the moment, on a scale of 1 to 10, is probably 10.
At home, Denise is so preoccupied with dust, she can dedicate up to 4 hours a day to its removal.
And this is my bedroom. This is the bedroom. This is the one I'm really embarrassed about.
Tiggy's bedroom hasn't been deep cleaned since the 80s, and it's knee-deep in a lifetime's possessions.
What's in that bin?
Oh, that's not hair, is it? Oh, shh.
Hair from what?
Me? Because what we used to do, we used to keep the hair from the dogs or the cats, and you make cushions from them.
I can't look down there, Vinnie. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
This is laziness on the laziness and the laziness. This is how you can just walk in here and just go to bed.
I don't put the lights on. Vinnie's right. The laziness comes in. I wish it had never got like this. That's basically it. I mean, I'm not proud. Because I didn't let it get like this.
But heroes come in unlikely forms. 2 obsessive cleaners. With no time to spare, Denise and Vinnie get ready to clean.
We're going to be going into the House of Horror, I'm afraid.
In 18 months, there's not been one offer made on Tiggy's cluttered home. And Denise and Vinnie have just 5 days to get it primed for sale.
Let's do this. You ain't got them over your eyes, you soft head. Oh, yeah.
They've decided to tackle Tiggy's bedroom, the dining room. But first up, the kitchen.
Oh.
And Tiggy's 20-year hoard of plastic bags.
I think they've just
disintegrated. This is the trouble, you don't get much.
So they've been here for a good few years, haven't they?
At home, Vinny cleans his kitchen twice daily.
I don't think I've ever seen a bag disintegrate.
I have, plenty of times.
Really?
Yeah, I need that. It's essential.
It actually stinks.
All right, darling, all right, just bag it, bag it.
Yeah, that's lived in. That's the cat's bed.
But, Tiggy, you've got one on the table,
Yeah,
you've got one here.
Yes. I'm going to remove it for the time being.
Right.
But then after that, you don't need to know. It's okay. That is not a throw-out. There's no need for you to go down here.
Oh, my God, look. We've got to get rid of the lot. I'm not even going to tell her. If I tell her, she won't let us do it, so let's get rid of it.
3 hours in, they've only managed to throw away a few bin bags of clutter. Denise has uncovered another present from Toby.
I don't know if it's cat poo or cat sick. Is it sick? Yeah, of course it's sick. Comes in and chucks its food. Floor's clean, not a trace. You can't see a trace of it. Do you see? It's quite harmless. It's
To
carpet
you,
dust.
but not to me. It's been down its guts and back up again, left on the carpet for days.
But however revolting to Denise and Vinny, for the sake of Tiggy and to challenge themselves, they have agreed to stay for 5 nights in an unclean home for the first time in their adult lives.
That is an issue with me. It is very, 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 very dirty. I can't even make a cup of tea in here at the moment. All I can taste in my mouth is dust.
The thought of sleeping in this house, oh my God, I'm going to really struggle with this one.
So Tiggy's B&B is going to be open for a few days. They're very brave coming here to do it, I think, too.
Time to inspect their living quarters for the next 5 nights, starting with the bathroom.
Loo, bath basin.
Hygiene-obsessed Vinny likes to shower up to 4 times a day, but refuses to sit in baths.
I definitely can't use that. Look, that's all mouse droppings. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's bugs.
I cannot use this bathroom at all.
And the guest bedrooms might not be up to standard either.
The size of that in the sink. Denise! Come here.
Well,
Come on, no, come with me. Come with me. Check that mother out. Check him out.
oh my word.
Denise's bedroom at home is kept so clean, she doesn't even let her boyfriend sleep over.
Oh my God.
They're alive and they're actually crawling around, and I'm going to be sleeping in this bed. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's mouse poo. Not even dry. Oh, no. That's it for me. That's the final straw. Fresh mouse poo. I just can't do it.
Oh, Vinny.
Hi, darling. I found a big off spider in the sink and then found a fresh mouse dropping.
I'm absolutely positive there are no mice out there.
It's 100% mouse dropping.
I think it's a mice dropping. That is a mice dropping. And there's another one there.
I'm really sorry, but I've got to go. So I'll
Okay,
see you
fine,
tomorrow,
Vinny. See you tomorrow.
All right, darling. Bye-bye.
I think it's sad that he didn't want to stay. I am not surprised.
I don't know what's worse, those things flying around when you're asleep with your mouth open, or the mice running over across your bed when you're asleep.
And less than an hour later, Denise concedes defeat
Lovely to
See you
have
tomorrow.
you.
Yeah, well done.
You get it. Bye. See you tomorrow.
and follows Vinny to the hotel. On a rolling hilltop in North Wales, obsessive cleaners Denise and Vinny are trying to spring clean Tiggy's cluttered 20-room country house in a desperate bid to help her sell it and to challenge their obsessive cleaning behaviour.
She's never going to sell that house in the state it is. There is 20 tons of almost rubbish in a house. The lot has to go.
Last night, both OCD-diagnosed Denise and germaphobe Vinny failed to sleep over. Tiggy's clutter was too overwhelming.
To you and me, as long as it's not scummy and nasty, it's probably clean. But I've not got their condition.
With 4 days left to get the estate primed for sale, they'll be focusing on the key selling points. The kitchen, the dining room, but starting with Tiggy's bedroom.
You need to prepare yourself for this room.
That is 15 years of dirt and filth.
Don't enter into conversation with her because we don't want to delay this.
I know. She just don't let you throw anything away.
In breathing masks to avoid damaging their lungs, asthmatic Denise and dirt-phobe Vinny plan to get as much clutter out of the house as possible, to either be boxed up or thrown away. Strictly nothing hits the skip without Tiggy's say-so.
That is my evening dress. She hasn't creased. It's been there probably about 30 years.
Are we keeping shoes?
I don't know till I try them. If you drive me too hard, I'm going to stop. If I suddenly find I've thrown something out because I've been hastened, I'll annoy you.
Can that go?
No, that's pieces of Liberty fabric.
Okay.
Don't throw those.
Okay.
Oh, God, that Tiggy. She's really challenging at the moment because of not wanting to let go.
Oh, da-da-da-da-da-da.
With Tiggy slowing things down, Vinnie wants to divide and conquer. Denise will stay in Tiggy's bedroom while he cleans what was once one of the manor's star attractions, the dining room. Original Georgian features are obscured by piles of unopened mail and paperwork.
1944?
That's like 70 odd years. My God.
Country life. Are you a great
Oh,
reader?
no, that's to keep.
30 pence. Wow.
Those were the days.
1974.
Yeah, that's me.
Wow. That's beautiful. And how old was you then?
21.
You look like a model.
I was a terribly good photographer.
Absolutely gorgeous she was. She lives a bit in a time warp. But she doesn't really want to move on.
OCD-diagnosed Denise has chosen to face her biggest fears. She's hoping Tiggy will learn something from the experience too.
You're never going to get yourself out of it unless you make yourself, personally yourself, feel better. When I had therapy, it was me time. Lay in the bath with candles, relax. You know, she needs to do that. I don't think she ever done anything for herself, and I don't think she ever will unless she, well, just meets people to go out with and has some fun with.
So Vinnie and Denise have invited a gentleman caller.
Hello, welcome to Top-y-Fron Hall, my home.
Very kind of you to ask me here, and so exciting because when you come around the corner here, it really does look like a Sleeping Beauty.
I'd like to show you first the dining room.
Among Michael Tree's many assets is an expertise in royal conservation and Welsh Georgian architecture.
Oh, my goodness. A wonderful, wonderful panelling.
I've cleaned some houses before.
Yes.
But when it comes to beautiful woods, I have no idea.
It looks as if it has come here from somewhere else. Often the panelling came with the bride. That would be part of the dowry of a young wife coming into a new home. This is particularly nicely carved, and it's got a wonderful colour. And when you say what you do to clean it, I wouldn't do anything to clean it. I would just dust it. You don't want to remove the pattern of age.
I feel your passion, so yeah, I'll give it a duster.
Philosophy behind it is as much as necessary, but as little as possible. And once you get that, you've got it right.
Michael, would you like to see the rest of the house?
Oh, hugely, if that's okay.
Perhaps we should start with the outside.
Right? Yeah, that would indeed. Very nice.
Okay.
This is architecture. It's not a barn. Yes, yes, yes.
I think she's flirting a little bit, to be honest with you.
And what's between them is the ha-ha wall.
Oh, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
You'd say you were single.
And she is too.
Utterly charming.
I think it could be a match made in heaven.
When you plant a vine, you put a dead donkey down first, and then it is fertilised for donkey's years.
He was excellent fun. He was an absolute sweetie. And he really enthused about the place. It was a breath of fresh air, actually.
It's past Tiggy's clocking off time, so she's allowed Vinnie and Denise to continue tackling her bedroom without her.
What's the mood about here, darling?
Not we, Vinnie.
You. No, they're not mad. They have a condition whereby they can't recognise what is normal.
Vinnie may not be OCD diagnosed, but he's obsessed with hygiene.
I find that their OCD outbursts actually are beginning to drive me up the wall.
I did the hair, you can do the spiders.
I've got a hell of a temper on me, and if I let my temper go, he'd know about it.
And despite her precautions, Denise's asthma and OCD have got the better of her. She's using her home version of a hospital nebulizer.
Oh, that's so much better. You can hear my chest is better now. Lovely. That is one of the worst things I've ever had to do. And she's got other beautiful rooms. She's got such lovely, beautiful rooms. And she chooses to sleep in a spider-infested, dusty, cluttered room. He's taught me, if she can live in filth like that, and it is filth, I mean, I'll worry a little bit of dust in my bedroom. Wow, and she hasn't died. That's opened my eyes today. I'm learning that I'm a very clean person compared to some people.
For the second night in a row, Denise and Vinnie fail to sleep in Tiggy's manor. Like Denise, 1 in 50 people in Britain is diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder. Denise's OCD can manifest itself as zoophobia, an irrational fear of animals, resulting in a compulsion to clean.
I've actually moved out of my house for 2 weeks when I found a mouse in my house.
Before cleaning resumes, she's taken a break from Top-y-Fron Hall to confront her animal phobia.
I'm frightened of animals, actually, but I'm shaking a bit.
Stroke him.
No.
He's very sweet.
Go on, just...
He's really sweet.
Well, that's it.
Looking at me. Quite pleased with myself there.
Do you want to have a go at giving him in?
He's got his hands in my mouth.
Do you want me to help you out?
He took it. I'm going beyond my comfort zone, and I'm going to take up trying to see if I can get on the horse.
Give me a little pat on.
Well, touch his fur.
Yeah, touch his fur. Just stand up tall, as if you're getting on a step.
I don't think I can do it. I'm going to try.
Leg over.
Today, I feel amazing.
Come on, silly.
I've done things that I would never in a million years dreamed of. I think with OCD, I think it's what you don't know about things, and that's what the frightening thing is. But once you go for it and then you find out what it's all about, you can do so much more.
Denise has done amazing. You know, stroking a horse, you know, feeding it. Did well done. I'm very proud of you. I cannot believe Denise got on that horse, and I tell you what a picture.
Thank you. A new hobby? No.
After the success today of her self-therapy, Denise is now more determined than ever to stay over.
Where do we start? I'll be happy once I've sorted all the sheets out. Tiggy doesn't want us to get rid of anything. Some of it, I think, actually needs to be get rid of.
As part of her cleaning routine, Denise washes, changes and irons her bed sheets daily.
There's nothing wrong with them to me.
Inside the sheets, there's mice poo. They're so hygienic.
Yes, this is your issue, not mine. They're not tainted with sort of disease. They might have dust in them. Yes, they might need a good shake-out.
I just want you to say, throw, keep, wash.
I want it all keeping safe and sorted through.
Right, OK.
Does she not realise how much they harbour mites and dust?
It doesn't need to be cleaned. It's been cleaned for this day. Oh.
I'm sorry, Tiggy, but this is just, like, beyond. Oh.
So far this week, Denise has already uncovered 2 piles of cat sick.
It's poo on the bedding. Vinny?
That's cat shit.
And there's something foul in the fireplace.
Oh, that's not a dead bird.
Yeah.
It's absolutely gone. Never, ever in my entire life ever dealt with something like this. That's just unbelievable.
Enough's enough now. It's going. I'm sorry, this is just utter flipping theft. Bloody disgusting. That's years and years and years of little mites and little insects and bed bugs in these pillows. She thought I was going to sleep in it. She might.
It's day 3 of the 5-day clean, and Vinnie and Denise have failed to spend their 3rd night at Tiggy's. Their plan to finish the kitchen, dining room and bedroom is looking unrealistic.
We've got 2 days left, and we still got a long way to go. She likes to go through things meticulously, and we can't afford that right now. When she gets in the way, I'm going to blur and skip as well.
Risking the wrath of Tiggy, Vinnie is going against her wishes and finishing her bedroom, unsupervised.
I really want to finish that room today if I can. The TV. I'm very proud of myself right now.
Oh, my God! No, seriously. Nobody was to touch this. No, I'm sorry.
Tiggy, sorry. What have I done here? All right, calm down.
You have moved stuff. Where have you put it?
Right, okay. Let me just.
You're so cross. Have you thrown anything away?
Nothing.
What about the dust and the rubbish and the bits of stuff that went?
Everything has gone into a box. You see, it's all boxed there.
This is my private room, this is my bedroom. And I said nobody's going there again until I say so.
Do you want my help?
Child.
My personal space, please. There is no space in here, because it was all full of stuff.
I asked nobody go in my room unless I'm there. Vinny's cleared it up, and that's it. Everything's stopping. I can't bear this.
Obsessive Compulsive Cleaners Denise and Vinny are helping Tiggy declutter her country pile and challenge their cleaning demons. With only 2 days to go until Top-y-Fron Hall opens its doors to potential buyers, the clean is in jeopardy.
How you doing?
Oh, man. I tell you what, she just kicked off big time.
Why?
Because I've moved all her stuff. I've invaded her personal space.
Her reaction stinks, actually. I think she just wanted to sit there and say, you clean that, don't throw that, do this, do that.
Because that's the kind of life that she's had.
We've only got 2 days left to clean.
Yeah, I know.
Until he can respect my rules, my wishes, and my property, whether it be rubbish to him or not, I want them all to stop cleaning.
Unless we sort it out with her, she's not going to let us carry on.
Without Tiggy's permission to continue, the clean is at a standstill.
It's very nice he's cleared the room, but I'm very, very upset and very cross about the way it happened. Tiggy!
Can I have a word?
Yeah, sure.
We haven't thrown anything away.
No.
Everything's in boxes. We just needed to clean.
My issue is simple respect for my personal space.
We were trying to respect you.
It's not you, it's the meaning Vinny just
but
now.
it could have been me.
I'm sorry, either I get respect in my own house.
I want to respect you, and so does Vinny.
Let Vinny speak, because Vinny's the one that's...
Finish this last bit.
You've not disrespected me.
You just said you wanted me to speak, yeah?
Yes, please.
That was the worst room in the whole of the house.
Nobody has said it wasn't.
We didn't create this mess, darling.
Don't you put it back on me.
What would you like me to do now? Would you like me to carry on, or would you like me to go home?
Well, I'd like you to carry on, as long as you understand my space and my feelings.
I apologise.
I accept your apology.
Okay.
The cat didn't sleep. It hasn't eaten its supper. It is so distressed by all this going on. And I apologise for really letting it loose at you, but that's me.
At one point, it was touch and go. I really, really thought we're all out.
The reason why we clash so much is because we're very controlling. She just wanted an apology, just to make her feel like, she's won.
And the clear-out finally resumes. The last few days have allowed Denise and Vinny to find out a bit more about Tiggy's family history.
Having grown up here, moved here when I was so young, I love the place. It's a family home.
Smile at the camera. There she's digging into that.
Back then, her mother, Lady Vernon, ran the estate and made sure all the rooms were mostly immaculate. But after she died 15 years ago, her father, Sir Nigel, had a stroke, and Tiggy became his full-time carer. Since then, the hoarding has escalated.
During caring for my father, I damaged my back. I'm not proud of the fact that I also can become quite lazy when that happens, because you think, I've got an excuse.
So when did he actually pass on?
2007. Took me 2 years to get over the mental and physical exhaustion. By helping me clear this lot out, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm very grateful to you helping.
Even though Vinny and Tiggy have a love-hate relationship, 3 days in, Vinny is curious about Tiggy's upbringing.
I'd like to see a picture of your mother and your father. You haven't shown me one. Wow.
That'll be 1947. He had the minor title of Sir Nigel. It goes down the male line, and the eldest male inherits it. Vinny, your name?
My name's Vincent O'Brien. There was a famous horse trainer called Vincent O'Brien.
Yes, there was indeed.
His rider was Lester Pickett.
Yes.
My father was a compulsive gambler. He was that kind of man.
How were you with your mother?
Well, my mother put me out on the street when I was 15.
Who are you?
Hence the reason why the OCD comes in, because I've lived rough.
There was no possessions, no nothing at all. Nothing, no money, no home, no...
Nothing.
To be OCD on the cleanliness, that's trying to get away from the hell you had for...
Yeah.
Very sad. I know none of us can know what it's like unless you've been there, and I haven't.
Vinny is not OCD diagnosed, but accepts he has lots of similar issues.
I would have just loved to have had parents who cared for me, like her father. That's the reason why it touches so much sometimes, because I never had that.
You're doing a great job.
I learned a lot today. I've really helped somebody, and she's helped me as well, believe it or not.
With a new united front and just a day and a half until the open day, finally Vinny and Denise can resume with a deep clean.
Pinch me.
Have you seen her cleaning?
That I really didn't think I could make happen.
With everything going so well, Denise and Vinnie hope to get Tiggy to confront her biggest challenge, letting go of her past. As a child, Tiggy spent her time in her nursery stocked with toys. Now, half a century later, she's refused to throw them out.
That's got to be her motto. Let go. Let go of my stuff, all that around her, and let go of her past.
Denise and Vinnie have found a wealth of antiques, fine china, and Tiggy's childhood favourite, a shining example of a 19th century heir's rocking horse.
At the moment,
Yeah?
I'm quaking in my boots.
Why, darling?
Because she's going to go freaking mad when she sees all her stuff on the floor.
Yeah, but we're doing it for her.
Let's just try.
Just be gentle with me, yeah?
Yeah.
Please, be gentle.
Yeah.
Come and sit down first.
Okay, hear me out first before you say anything. You have a lot of things in this house. We were thinking we could auction some of this stuff with your permission.
Well, some of the stuff, yes.
What would you be against?
The candelabra, family silver.
Okay.
The idea is fine, but no, that's family stuff.
Rocking horse?
The rocking horse, sadly, yes, because there's no grandchildren. My brother doesn't have any grandchildren yet.
Do you actually find it hard to let things go, Tiggy?
Well, I can't say I'm actually thoroughly thrilled by it, but they've got to go. I don't use them.
With the nod from Tiggy, an auction house has arrived to assess her possessions for sale.
Condition does go against it ever so slightly. There is a little bit of paint loss. Collectors love them, though, and it's probably £200 to £300 in the sale room, I would have thought. They can do a little bit more. I think the condition may go against it ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Is that all right for you, Tiggy?
Yeah, well, I've got to go. I mean, I haven't got space and I love them, but, you know.
We just made a major breakthrough, getting Tiggy's stuff out. By God, that wasn't easy.
Until they arrived, Tiggy hadn't thrown anything away for 15 years.
I'm attached to those memories because they were happy memories, perhaps. I don't cry about this. I don't. It's not sad. It's the whole thing of just the whole issue. It's the beginning of the end of a closure. And that's childhood going away.
With the kitchen, bedroom and dining room finally cleared, Denise and Vinnie can continue with the cleaning.
I got parasites! Look!
Denise is exterminating the bugs in her bedroom.
They do leave like a pungent residue.
Like the way you call it residue, I call it chip.
And even Tiggy's brother, Sir James, has been enlisted to speed up the clear-out.
I think I get this from Mother.
She had the biggest collection of cream cartons in North Wales.
Tiggy does have a big difficulty with even the concept of throwing anything out, but appears to be making an effort.
Yeah, that
Put
can
that
go.
out, that can go.
They may be winning the battle with Tiggy's cluttered manor, but so far they've failed to overcome a huge personal hurdle, to stay the night.
I've just got to get this room sorted so I can try and sleep. I have to, I really have to.
With one night left of the 5-day clean, this is her final chance.
I'm actually going to sleep in this suit. It's me all the way up. I feel safe.
OCD-diagnosed Denise has spent 12 hours fumigating and sanitising her room.
I've got a new mattress, but I'm taking no chances. Now I know everything is clean.
After finding a dead spider and fresh mouse poo in his bedroom, Vinnie's opted to sleep in the grandest room in the house, the drawing room.
I just think it's only right that I'd stay in the best room in the house.
It's quite something for them to come and stay in a house of this sort of type that isn't, it's outside their comfort zone completely.
Hello, look at you.
Hello.
Cozy. I know. Getting a bit frightened now. This is really hard for me.
Yes.
Really hard.
Yes, I know. This is the big step.
This is a challenge, a big challenge.
But you're a brave girl. I hope you sleep well.
Thank you. Okay.
Right, night-night.
Night-night.
Right.
God bless.
I'm not used to sleeping and surrounded by antiques, and pictures and women hanging on the wall and Freddy Krueger watching over me. The house on the haunted hill.
It's the final day of the clean, and Obsessive Cleaners Vinnie and Denise are tackling Tiggy's family home in the hope she can attract a buyer. But there's still a mountain of work to be done before the open day at Top-y-Fron Hall. The cleaners have pushed themselves way out of their comfort zone, and they've finally slept over.
Last night was very, very difficult staying in. To be honest with you, I had a plan in my head. I was going to sneak out and go and sleep in the car. But I didn't. I'm glad that I've achieved it.
By staying over, OCD-diagnosed Denise has also challenged her biggest fears, dust and animals.
That was my last goal to do, was to stay overnight. 2 days ago, or yesterday morning, if you said to me you're going to sleep in there, I would have said no. So now I feel really, really good about myself.
After 5 days of cleaning and 120 man-hours, 3 skips have been filled with 21 tons of clutter,
She likes boxes.
including a bin of human hair, 3 cat deposits, and a dead bird.
We're now on to 29A.
In a final bid to get rid of the clutter, Tiggy's auctioned off some of her prized possessions.
360 all done.
And back at Top-y-Fron Hall, Tiggy's agreed to burn piles of rubbish and paperwork.
I'm very impressed by that.
I love to hear you say that. I'm impressed with me.
And Denise is relocating the cat's dining area.
That cat is never, ever going to sit at that kitchen table again.
With Tiggy's Georgian manor back to the way it once was.
Really, now I want to sell a house and I really can move on. Well done, tremendous job. Thank you both very much.
You're welcome.
They are finally ready to receive visitors. The dining room hadn't been used or cleaned for 16 years, and the cat had thrown up on the carpet. Now it's been cleared, polished, and the Georgian features shine through. And first in, Tiggy's brother, Sir James, and his wife, the current Lady Vernon.
What a transformation.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Tiggy's bedroom had not been cleaned in 3 decades. The room was hidden under piles of possessions and inches of dust. Now that it's been cleared and cleaned, instead of putting off potential buyers, it should attract them.
Good heavens. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, this is amazing.
I really am tickled pink.
They've done
We'll have to
tremendous
keep it
job.
like this now.
Absolutely.
Come on, Tiggy.
Well, let's go and see what they've got elsewhere.
The kitchen was piled high with rubbish, the condiments were adorned with pet hair, and the cat ate its meals on the kitchen table. Now it's been cleared and sanitised, and the kitchen table is a cat-free zone.
Right, look at this. Absolutely amazing. Rubbish gone. Kitchen table, you can see the top.
The cat should not be on the table. It's not the most hygienic place to be.
The rooms I've seen are absolutely staggering improvement. Tiggy's attitude to sort of throwing things out has significantly changed for the better.
Come on, boss. Come on, you can't be in there, baby.
With the manor back to its prime and hoping to achieve a $750,000 price tag, the viewing public can enter.
Horrible day, isn't it?
It's very windy out there. This kitchen, actually. Very nice family kitchen.
I came to view this property last summer. A lot of the rooms were very overcrowded, but now I'm really, really impressed.
This time round, you can actually see the house. Before you just saw mess, stuff, rubbish. Think that in the next few weeks we'll have that sale.
You can't buy that for you, can you?
You can't.
I'm very grateful to Vinny and Denise. They've given up their time to come and help me. At the same time, I hope that I've helped them move forward too. Oh, it's all very sad you're going.
I've actually learned a little bit of dust is not going to hurt me.
And you look after yourself.
And I could push my boundaries a little bit more. I've learned to do that, and that is really good for me.
Vinny.
It's gone so quick, man.
Really?
I've definitely overcome some issues that I didn't think I'd be able to manage with. I have learned that no matter what class you come from, cleaning is the way forward.
I was getting rather embarrassed about the house, and excusing. It's nice not to have to do that.
That was an odd bloody week.
So definitely those rooms will not turn back into what they were. There you go, Bubs. They can't tell me what to do with your bubbits.
No one else runs a house like this with no money. I've got something like £10 in the bank.
Next time on Obsessive Compulsive Cleaners Country House Rescue.
This place needs an exorcist, not a vacuum cleaner.
You know, this is how people used to live years ago. And I still live like that.
So that's next week at the same time, and support info is coming up. At 10, it's new. Zoe Ashton is getting out of Whitehall for some new office space and disasters in Northampton. Comedy drama, not safe for work. But coming up, which planet spins on its side? No idea? Well, it's quite easy if you're a child genius. This year's competition begins next.